Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. Y'all, we are back with a brand new review for Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 5, Episode 10. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you get anything out of the content. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. I feel like it's been so long since I talked to y'all. Hey, y'all. Child, let's get into it. So when the episode first opens up, we're still at the peace party. And child, if that's what y'all want to call it. And Destiny said, you know, when Mel spoke, she heard absolutely nothing. Mel was like, well, I definitely did say your name. Mel, you said her name, honey, but it was whispered. Okay, let's just move on, child. It was too low. The lady didn't hear it. Even if the lady heard it, she probably still would have been mad because she came in there and then you and Miss Wanda set it off. Let's just move on. Like, I don't even know why we're revisiting this. I really do not. Okay, it's just a way to get a fight started. So Destiny was like, well, it wasn't audible enough to hear. So then Kimmie was like, well, I heard it. And Kimmie, did you really? Or did you hear her speak to you? Anywho, Destiny's cousin tries to explain what happened and what Destiny was feeling. Tisha co-signs Destiny being stank that day. And so Stormy is like, so, okay, since she did speak, does that change anything? And Destiny was like, no. So Stormy goes, okay, so now that you know that she's spoken, so like, are y'all cool? Like, are y'all friends? Mel said, listen, because she low-key getting sick of Stormy. And she trying to be nice to Stormy, but Stormy just keep on trying to push them together as friends. Ma'am, she already has said and stated several times that she wants nothing to do with the cast of Love and Marriage Huntsville, honey. It's a check at the end of the day. So you steady asking, are they friends? And she trying not to go off. So she said, she started speaking her speech, child. She was like, listen, we got to normalize people feeling their feelings. We got to normalize people being on opposite ends of the earth. Honey, I'm just paraphrasing at this moment and putting my own zhuzh on it. But she was basically saying, we ain't got to be friends. We can respect each other and be opposite. So, you know, they're panning the camera being messy to each of the ladies. Tiffany looking all perplexed. Ma'am, you just be happy you got a seat at the table. Okay? Because quiet as it's kept, you can go on back down to the Chambers of Commerce. Tisha, you know, fiddling in her hair, honey. She twisting her hair. I'm like, oh, they so messy, honey. So Mel still speaking her speech, but I'm about to tell you this right here. I actually agree with Mel. It was all facts for me. Y'all are grown. This ain't grade school. We can definitely be on opposite ends and we can respect each other. When I see you, it's nothing. It's like I'm indifferent. Okay, you can speak, I can speak. You go head on about your business and I'm gonna go over here and get into it as I get into it. We don't have to all be, let me talk to you on the phone every day of the week. Let me come to your house on holidays. We don't have to do that. So I totally understood what she was saying. So of course, Destiny agrees with Mel, even though she really don't. I know that Destiny wants to be Mel's friend, but of course, let's go and agree, honey. So they agreed and they toast each other. And so Stormy was like, well, in her confessional, she thinks that the night was a success. She's like, so I'm going to gift the ladies some of my products. Okay, product placement. Baby Stormy said, it always makes me feel better. Stormy, goodbye. Girl, goodbye. So everybody's leaving the party, right? And so Kimmie and Mel, they leave the event at the same time. So Mel is like, I'm glad we're leaving at the same time because I was going to ask you what's wrong because you never really just get teary-eyed like that. So Kimmie was like, you know what? I thank you so much for asking, but I'm just not in a place where I want to share. But she did appreciate that Mel wanted to know what was going on with her. And I'm just happy about the outcome of the party. I feel like this was a little bit progressive. Okay, so I feel like it was okay. Moving forward. In the next scene is Tisha and Marceau's date night. Child, this is new. We ain't never seen Marceau invest in his relationship with his wife. Okay, that's cute. So Tisha comes home. Girl, you look good. So she comes on in and sits down and he tells Tisha that he feels like she's deserving of him being a better guy. Because she was like, what is all this for? Like, what's going on? So that let me know that this date night thing is not only new to me, but it's new to her as well. So he just basically said that he wants her to know that he loves her and he's going to start doing more things like this. Basically this for the show. I'm just messing with you, Marceau. Oh, honey, but it was looking like it was for the show though. No shade. So he said, you know, he just wanted to know he loved him. So they started talking about the couples retreat and Marceau feels like Dr. Francis was hard on Louis and he was being biased. He's like, yeah, everything Louis said, it was like it was wrong. Everything I said, you know, I feel like it was wrong. I feel like he was on both Lewis and Tiffany because they give know-it-all. So, of course, he was calling them to the carpet. So, I mean, what are you even saying? And you were living for him going in on Lewis. Now, all of a sudden, it's a problem. Child, please. He feels like Dr. Francis is biased against men. No, you know that Dr. Francis can see straight through you. You can't fool Dr. Francis. That's the thing. You try to use all these, analogies and all these SAT words, and you talk these other people in circles. Dr. Francis ain't what you want, and you know that. See, you know who to play with, and you can't go toe to toe with him because he's just as quick-witted as you are. So therefore, and thus and such, you don't want nothing to do with him. So Tisha was like, since you don't want to go to Dr. Francis anymore, what's your criteria for a therapist? And he said, I want someone non-biased, basically somebody he can get over on, child. That's what I got from it. He said somebody that can see the good, you can see their good and bad, because people that act like they're perfect are not perfect. It's fake. I agree with, people acting like they're perfect and it's fake, but I don't think Dr. Francis said he was perfect. You just don't like that man because he giving Tisha a backbone. Honey, she was standing up for herself last season. And then this season, she's starting to come more into her own. And also, like I said, he sees straight through you. And that's just that on that. And you ain't fooling me. Moving forward. And I want to know this. What kind of date is this? Baby, don't take me on no date with the picnic basket on the floor in the middle of the living room and start talking to me about a therapist. That's not a date. Okay? If this the case, I don't want it. Okay, we talking about serious life issues. Ain't no romantical music playing. We ain't sitting close. Honey, ain't no skin to skin happening. Please, Marcel, get somebody to help you next time, child. Not y'all sitting up here fussing about the therapist of it all. And then this part makes it no better. So they on the date night, right? So then Tisha brings up a period party for her girls. I'm like, child, not the therapist and the period party. Oh my goodness. You gotta love Marriage Huntsville, honey. It's a whole fool. So she said, she wants to celebrate the girls' bodies and their changes. And, they're going to work with this company to educate their daughters. And it's also going to fall up under the umbrella of her business. And, her daughter Mila is 10. And I'm saying this to y'all right now. I wish my mom would have told me what was happening with me. Let me tell y'all a story time. It's not really a story time. Honey, y'all know I ain't did that in a while. So anywho, I was 9 years old, okay? And I was just in the house just jumping on the bed. One little monkey jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head, child. So I'm just jumping on the bed, right? Having myself a good old time fighting with one of my brothers. So I go to the restroom and Aunt Flo has come to visit me for the very first time. When I tell y'all, I thought that my brother had hurt me in some way because, they always kicking and doing them stupid karate kicks and jumps and I thought I had fell down. I thought I had cut myself. I didn't know what was happening. So I didn't say anything for days because, mind you, I ain't used to bleeding down there. So I'm just going on about my business, but the blood never stopped. So around the third day, I go to my mom and I'm afraid to tell her because she already told us, y'all need to stop jumping on that damn bed. Stop playing because if you hurt yourself and fall off the bed, she gonna hit you just like they do on that song. That's what you get for jumping in the bed, honey. You're gonna be on your own. So I was like, oh Lord, I gotta go tell her that I jumped off this bed and I done cut myself. So I go to my mom and I'm telling her that I think I might have hurt myself when I was jumping on the bed. So she immediately is about to go off, and then I tell her where I hurt myself. And then she's like, well, nah, that's called a cycle. No explanation or nothing, child. Went and got me a pad. Told me, that's what happens when women are preparing to have babies. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, after I get through bleeding, I'm going to have a baby. So, child, you really do have to sit your kids down and have conversations with them. So, I appreciate the period party of it all, child. And that's the end of the little mini story time. Anyway, back to the mess. In the next scene, Kimmie and Maurice are on their way to her appointment for her biopsy, y'all. Lord, that drive there is so nerve-wracking. I know it from firsthand experience. Kimmie is trying to hold it together, but she's extremely nervous, as anybody would be, as anyone would be. She says she should know the results by the next day or by the end of the week. And she also said that the nurses in the hospital and everybody, they moved very fast to get everything figured out. It's been literally 48 hours and she's already going in to have her biopsy. So Maurice is doing the Scott thing. He's talking about, well, if everything's okay, then you can cook dinner tonight. Now, I know he was kidding, but sir, it's too soon. Okay? It's just too soon. because this is a headspace that nobody can understand unless you've gone through it. Don't nobody want to play. Okay, don't nobody want to play with you. So in the confessional, Kimmie was just saying, you know, everything happens for a reason, and she believes that God personally takes care of her. I know that's right. Amen on that, Kimmie. So they say a quick prayer before she goes in to have her biopsy. In the next scene, Destiny is getting her photo shoot on. Bum, 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 bum. It's a photo shoot. So she getting her photo shoot on and whatnot, and Mel comes in. Oh, girl, you look cute. So Mel comes on in, and Destiny is like talking to her or whatever, and she's like, I'm not giving Big Bird, am I? I mean, it is giving Sesame Street realness. It's giving, the color of the day is yellow, honey. It is giving Big Bird. I ain't gonna lie to you, because as soon as they pan that camera to you, I said, girl, what in the Big Bird? But I mean, you're cute though. It's cute. So Mel trying not to be mean. She said, well, I mean, I gave Big Bird before, so Big Bird's good. It's good, girl. So Mel is trying to show her how to pose. Girl, put your leg out, arch your back, bend your knees, arch your back. Honey, get into it. So they're being playful. They're laughing together. And you can tell that Destiny misses being her friend. You can really just tell. And it's nice to see them getting along, even though it's for a short minute. And I really feel like Mel wanted to almost be like happy to be engaging with Destiny. But it's like she still has her wall up because she knows everything that they've gone through, stuff that we don't even know. So she's like, I mean, we cool, but it's giving castmate. It's just giving castmate. But it was nice for that moment to see them, you know, having their little banter and playing and whatever. So they sit down to talk, and Mel tells her that she made a video to her song on 10. And she was like, I was going to post it. But basically, she was mad that Destiny didn't speak back. So she decided not to post said video. Ma'am, again, to be fair, you spoke very low. And why didn't you just post the video as soon as you made the video? Girl, don't be keeping no video as collateral in case I do something wrong. Where they do that at? I got this video, but then you made me mad, so I'm not going to post it. So that says to me that the initial thing that you were doing wasn't genuine. And y'all can be mad at that, but I'm not going to sit here and take a video of me singing and dancing to your song, but then hold it, and then you've made me mad. So now I'm like, I'm not posting it. Like, don't even make the video then. Or maybe that's just me. So Destiny asked her, well, what was your thought process when I didn't speak? And Mel said, I just felt like you didn't want to be bothered. So I said I wasn't going to bother you. So Destiny was like, well, she felt like Mel tried to tear her down. And Mel was like, no, that's what you tried to do. She's like, you did that. You called me a manipulator and a liar. So Destiny is like, no, I didn't. I definitely didn't call you a manipulator. So honey, production took a book from the pages of Bravo and ran that tape back. You definitely called her a master manipulator. You definitely did. So Destiny was like, well, you called me a liar. So Destiny is trying to run back what she said at the reunion as far as them not speaking to each other. I don't know why we're going back, forth and forth. Honey, I guess we're trying to revisit it to get to get to a resolution. Okay. So let me just be quiet. Moving forward. So Destiny said her saying master manipulator, it was about the situation. So Mel is like, well, you didn't have a conversation with me. Destiny is wondering how she could have a conversation when she texted Mel to no response. And Mel is like, but we didn't speak. She's like, but I texted you and you didn't respond. Ma'am, if she texted and she got no response, how are y'all supposed to work it out? I'm confused. I'm confused at that. Because if I text you and I don't get no response, the same way you felt when you spoke and you didn't get a response. You felt like, well, she don't want to be bothered, so I'm not going to bother her. So that the same could be said for this instance. I'm just trying to look at it from both ways. Okay, we have to look at it from both sides. So Destiny said she had to find out from other people that Mel had a problem with her. And the lady I guess she was about to work with told her that her and Mel had a problem. They needed to work some issues out. And Destiny was like, no, we don't. We're cool. And the woman was like, well, things are happening on social media. So basically that's how she found out that Mel had a problem with her. So Mel is like, look, I'm really not here to rehash things. Okay. Destiny had a point. She found out from other people that y'all weren't cool no more. You should have told her that you weren't cool with her no more. You should have picked up the text or picked up the phone or something. Y'all should have had a conversation. So we can't just skim on past it because that's the root of the problem. So Mel is like, well, I feel like we should be able to move past things. And, I'm happy that we can sit with each other. It's no hard feelings. So, she talking. And Destiny is like, you love me, don't you? Mel is like, yeah. I might not always love your ways, but I miss what we had. But I'm just happy being by myself. Honey, translation. I don't want to go back. Okay? I don't want to go back to being friends. But we can film together without me turning my nose up at you. Okay? That's all you get. We're not going in reverse. She feels like their friendship is just memories. And although she misses Destiny and her friendship, she said it's best that they just stay separate. Yeah, I just feel, okay. I kind of understand Melody in this moment. Because for me, once time passes, it's hard to really go back. Friendships have ebbs and flows just like your regular relationships, your intimate relationships. And on the other side, I understand Destiny because a friendship breakup is worse than a boyfriend breakup. It's like, dang, it's my girl. I call her for everything, this, that, and this, and even though their relationship probably wasn't that, I'm just saying, breaking up with your friends, that's hard too. So Destiny tells Mel that, they went through their divorces together and they're going to forever be in each other's hearts because they were really there for each other even during the divorces. And she feels like they went through a friendship divorce. And I heard Destiny saying that and it was really beautiful, but Destiny, I don't get that because she didn't even know that you finalized your divorce. So for me, if we every day on the phone, okay, if I'm every day on the phone with you, you telling me what you going through when you go to court, I'm telling you what I go through when I go to court. He trying to take my baby. He trying to take these kids. He want to take the baby over here. This is this. And then I don't even know you finalized your divorce. How does that work? Because if we really want to be real, that's where it all started. That's when Mel realized the Destiny might not really be my friend. We were going through this together. And I didn't even know you finalized your divorce. Like, what is that? So that's when Mel really kind of backed away from Destiny, from my recollection. So I think that was the issue. Like, you're saying that, but then you didn't really even let her in. So, yeah. So, anywho, aside from all that, she said, she knows that they're never going to be friends again. And she feels like it's unfortunate because they could have been like Thelma and Louise. And I have to say this, I'm actually very proud of both ladies for being willing to talk to each other. And I'm proud of Destiny for being vulnerable and not having that chip on her shoulder because y'all know how she liked to do, child. She really did care about Mel. And that's the most vulnerable that she's ever been. Because, normally she just sitting there like she hard, like she tough. Like nothing can penetrate her emotions. But she was happy in that scene. That's the most happy we've seen her all season. She has had a scowl on her face the entire season. But in this setting with Mel, she was happy. So I was happy for her. She was secretly hoping they could work it out quiet as it's kept. But Mel was like, slow down, low down. We filming and whatnot. But no. Okay? Absolutely not. In the next scene, Tisha and her daughters are at the period party. And I was looking at the babies. I was looking at Tisha's daughters. I was like, these girls don't want to talk about this with these cameras in their face. And they looking like, oh, mama, honey. Do we have the tape about the period of it all? So then a young lady talked to them about not being able to afford feminine hygiene products. And they started a foundation, her and her twin sister. And I've always thought that feminine hygiene products should be free. Like there is no reason a young lady should go without tampons, pads, deodorant, just things that we need because they can't afford them. I really am very proud of those two young ladies for starting something like that because, you really shouldn't have to go without. And I liked this scene a lot. I really did. I love that the young girls are getting educated on something that can be very scary. Starting your cycle is scary. Now I have a son, so I won't have to have that talk, but I am going to have a talk. So, it's just nice to see something very positive. And these are conversations that we should be having. We should be talking about our reproductive systems and, us being ladies. And it would have been great if the other ladies could have been there. But of course, child, it's Huntsville. Anywho, so as the event is going on, Maurice walks in to get Tisha. And she's like, well, I hope it's not about Marceau. So they go outside where Kimmie is. And Kimmie tells Tisha, that she can't stay, but she has some bad news. So she's telling her how, she found the lumps. She went to the doctor. She had a biopsy and it came back as cancerous. So in the confessional, Kimmie said on June 22nd, her test came back triple negative, positive for stage 2 cancer. But because it was caught early, you know, they can fight through it. Early detection is key. And I know I told y'all that in the last review. Fill yourself up, all them boobs up, do your self checks when you are in the shower. And also, ladies that are younger than 40. I don't even know where they get these ages from, because you know what? It really trips me out that they put an age on when you get tested for certain things. And by that time, the cancer is already stage 3 or 4. Me, myself, and I, shout out to Beyonce, honey, I ain't play them games. I will make up something in order to get a test I need. So if you're younger than 40, if you have any history of breast cancer, you are eligible to get a mammogram. Have your breast checked. Make sure that you advocate for yourself, because you are the only person that is going to be here for you at the end of the day. So, honey, I'm just saying, child, if the doctor's talking about, well, you have to be 40. Okay, well, my cousin just passed of breast cancer. There's breast cancer from my third cousin twice removed, honey. I'm going to need to be checked. Okay, you just have to let them know, because they will overlook and miss things. So, you know, you have to advocate for yourself. Y'all, when Tisha grabbed Kimmie, I immediately lost it. Now, I mean, in that moment, it was just very real. So Tisha was crying. You know, some people were saying, you know, she's trying to muster up a tear. I saw tears coming out of her eyes. Like, gosh, dog, like, cut the lady some slack. I really feel like she was emotional about finding out that news. So she was crying and telling her, you know, she's going to be there for her no matter what. You know, Kimmie, she's very strong and she likes to handle things alone. And so Tisha was like, I know you're not going to answer the phone, so I'm just going to pop up. So she's already letting her know that whatever you need, I'm going to be there for you, even when you don't want me to be there for you, because I know how you like to do. So Kimmie, even in that moment that they're sharing and she's telling her diagnosis, she gives her a cute little pouch for Macy to keep her tampons in and, you know, things like that, so that nobody will know when she has to use it. And I was a wreck during this scene. I can't tell you how much I was a wreck. I was just a wreck. I have never like witnessed that on reality TV. It was real. And then I think about how I have to go and have mammograms every 6 months, and I'm scared every 6 months. And I'm praying every 6 months. I'm praying all the time. But, you know, just to see them in that scene and in that moment, I was just, oh, child, I was just all over the place, honey. I just was all over the place. And I know it's never a right way or time to tell someone news like this. I just wish they would have been in a more intimate setting. And I don't know how Tisha could hold it together. I would have been a mess. It ain't no way I could have walked back in there and started talking about what I'm talking about. Carlos, let me find out. Okay, let me find out. This is a sensitive thing. Let me find out you had Kimmie show up for a scene after finding out this news. Like, some things don't deserve a filming because we got a call sheet. Because I really don't think Kimmie would say, okay, she's at the event, let's tell her now. I don't think that she would do that. And that was the end of the episode. Baby, this episode had me an emotional wreck. Do y'all hear me? Looking at the friendship between Destiny and Mel, that had me a little emotional, because, you know, I've had a friendship breakup before, and it's hard. You know, and then it's like all the fandemonium online, everybody fussing and fighting. Destiny sucks. Melody's this. Destiny's that. It's like, come on, y'all. They were friends once upon a time, and it's just sad all the way around. So from that, then Kimmie, and then it was just too much, honey. It was just too much. Oh, child. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. I thought this episode was very good. I really did. I thought this episode was really good. There were some positive moments, 2 positive moments, 3 positive moments. Actually, the peace party ended without everybody acting a fool. That's a positive. Destiny and Mel being in the same space, acting like grown women having a conversation, that's a positive. The period party and the young ladies learning about their bodies, that's a positive. And we're just going to keep praying that Kimmie comes out on the other side, which I know she will, and that will be a positive. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.